Hello and welcome to Game and Gain. My name is Muzz. Welcome to my review of the film Ready or Not. It was I was browsing Netflix last night and pretty bored. Couldn't really decide something to pick, and then I saw this film, which is actually a film I was interested in seeing back when I saw the trailers. Never got a chance to see it, so I thought, why not? It's the second most popular film on Netflix at the minute. Why I didn't go for the first one, I don't know. I can't even remember what the first one was. But I went for the second choice, Ready or Not. So this is an older film, so I'm just going to spoil it straight outright. If you want to go watch it before you watch the video, go do that. But I'm just going to jump into kind of what my overall thoughts of the film were. This is a good, bad film, and what I mean by that, it is not a very good film in terms of story, characters, like yeah, pretty run of the mill stuff. But it is entertaining, and that is the difference I think between a bad film and a good bad film. Like I had some good times with this film. There was some parts that genuinely made me laugh, whether that was the intention or not. I think it maybe borders on it was the intention, which we will get into. But the story starts off. Our hero Grace, and I think she's the only character I'm actually going to be able to remember. Just with again, good bad film, the characters really weren't that memorable. So she gets married into this rich family. She's from, it seems like a working class background. They don't really delve into the actual characters that deep. So she gets married into this family and they seem to have made their fortune through board games, that sort of thing, which comes up when we actually get to the game that is played. So already there's like I remember from the trailers that I was watching, it was very serious in tone, and Netflix lists it as a horror. So I'm going into this thinking like, oh, it's going to be quite intense at points. It does not reach that at all. It is a very, it should be a horror comedy if I'm honest, because again, there's not really any horror moments in it. Like you know who the characters are who are going after Grace, and they're not that scary. Like they're not really even that intimidating. They're quite bumbling buffoons, if I'm honest. But anyway, we're kind of jumping about a wee bit. So she gets married to this guy Alex. I remember another character. There we go. So Alex and Grace are together. Alex seems to have like kind of been pushing away the family, maybe because he knows this is coming up. So what happens is you get brought into this family room, and there is a box, and this is seemingly how the great grandpa or whatever made his fortune by figuring out this box and how it worked. And it was given to them by someone. It's a whole lot of just like they're just spouting nonsense at you. So like classic family curse type deal. Like the box is cursed. They have to fulfill the needs of the box in order to stay alive. Otherwise, we'll get to that. And so Grace is forced to play this game, and basically what happens is she puts a card in, or they put a card in, and whatever it comes out, she has to play the game. I don't know if it's random, but it seems like if you get hide and seek, which is what Grace gets, that is the one that people do not want. This is the one where the family now has to perform a sacrifice using Grace. I like a few of them played like they've got different family members there who've went through this. One of them played chess, and I don't know what that would look like in this situation. Like, are they all involved? Like, I would have liked. I was intrigued to know more about like what the actual game was, like how it worked, how the previous one worked, but they never really delve into that. So, unbeknownst to Grace, she is now being hunted by the family. You've got dad, mum, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, sister-in-law, another brother-in-law. Basically, yeah, I guess all the family go after Grace, and this is where, because up until this point it's been played pretty serious, and I was like, okay, this is. I wonder how they're going to make it scary, but they almost seem to go in the opposite direction, and they make it quite funny at parts, to be honest. And they basically, Alex is, he's conflicted. He's locked in the room, but he knows like the servants' corridors, so he knows to go out by the house. He finds Grace. He takes her. He's about to tell her, but one of the maids is shot like in the room that they're in, which I actually think this was one of the best jokes in the film, is that these maids, they've got a few maids who get killed in quite funny ways. Like the first one, it's the drug addict sister who is on cocaine, pills and all that, who shoots her and is like, oh, I got her. And the maid's in a black dress, Grace is obviously in a white dress, so they're like, how could you not know that that was her? And there's another one where someone's like, there's a running gag of this crossbow that no one knows how to use, and then again the sister, the cocaine sister, gets it, and she shoots a maid right in the throat. And it's entertaining. Like, it genuinely made me laugh. And I actually, there was another one which wasn't as funny, but I wish they had more of the maids that they could kind of kill off. I think that was a good gag to kind of keep going and just kill them off in ridiculous ways. But there's only 3, I think. Anyway, so now Grace knows that she is being hunted. Yeah, kind of, you learn like the brother-in-law doesn't want to do it. He really doesn't want to do it. He finds her at several points and like gives her head starts. And so Alex goes to the security room, manages to open the doors. There's a fight. There's like again, another ongoing feud between Grace and the butler. She like maims him, like boils his skin and stuff like that. So he's just getting worse and worse as the kind of film goes. This is where I'm going to struggle, because there's really not much else to talk about. She gets out of the house. She goes to the farm. The brother, the sister, cocaine sister, and the husband of her have a kid. The kid has gotten out. The kid shoots her in the hand, and she just nails him with a punch, which is, again, it's another like entertaining moment where you're like, yeah, that's quite good. She falls into like a pit of where they store the bodies. She crawls out, but unfortunately the ladder breaks, but there's a nail, so of course the hand that's been shot, she puts through the nail. Quite gruesome stuff. I did like that. So she gets out. There's a car that drives past, doesn't stop. Don't know why they included that bit. Maybe to emphasise, I guess, how shit rich people can be. I guess that's the whole point of this film. But she gets captured, and so does Alex. And this is a key bit. Alex kind of overhears a conversation about him becoming the one to lead the family, and they kind of dive into what could happen. Like they basically are saying, like, have a conversation. Why are we doing this? Like, we don't need to do this. But then the dad is like, Tony, I think his name is like, nah, we need to do this, otherwise we're gonna die. And they kind of like foreshadow what is going to come. I haven't even mentioned the aunt through the whole list. She's like, I guess she kind of sets the tone for the silliness, because she like looks so ridiculous. She looks like an angry troll doll that has just been injected with like venom from the Batman series. Like, she just looks mental and is quite humorous at points, just with the way she shows up and like has this deadpan, like, I don't think she cracks a smile once. I don't think she actually moves her face once apart to speak. Like, it is pretty impressive. But she's dead into it. She's like, yeah, we need to do this. There's not much else to kind of go into in the family. And like, the mum is from a working class background, so she kind of feels for Grace a bit, but never really touched on again. Anyway, let's just get to the end. So Grace is captured. She, like, it's now become a Hail Satan thing. Like, they're Satan worshippers. So she's on the altar, like literally strapped down, and somehow she managed to get away. This is where it gets bad. Like, this is where the bad film comes into. We're like, come on. And also, the family can teleport, because at several points in the film, there's points where Grace is like driven away from them, ran away from them, and they just appear out of nowhere, and you're like, how that? It's nuts, absolutely nuts. So yeah, she's on the altar, and she like twists, and she manages to get someone stabbed. The brother is then killed by his wife because he decides to help her. Oh no, actually, that is how she gets off the altar. Sorry, and the brother-in-law, brother of Alex, I'm confusing it, but brother of Alex poisons all the rest of the family members, gets Grace away. I think he realised like someone's got to burn it down. He didn't want to be the one to do it, but he now is. So he gets shot by his wife, because she is a gold digger. That's kind of established out the film. This causes Alex, which I called this, to turn on Grace, his wife, to actually put her up for sacrifice again. So she's back on a table being held down, and this is where, again, she managed to roll over, and then her screaming at this point is pretty irritating, I'm not gonna lie. She actually puts in a good performance. I don't know the actress' name, but she's like probably the one who carries the whole film. Alex, his actor, does not put in a good performance. There's some good performances in here. And basically it gets to dawn, and everyone's like, oh, nothing happened. But then they all spontaneously combust. And that's the end. Quite an underwhelming ending, if I've got to say. The police come, the mansion's on fire, Grace is definitely going to go to jail or something for this. But yeah, it was entertaining at points, Ready or Not. It's not going to be the greatest film. I probably won't ever go back to it. I probably won't remember it in a month's time. But for the hour and a half that it was on, yeah, I was mildly entertained. So if you want a mildly entertaining hide and seek film that involves people putting nails in their hand, then yeah, go for Ready or Not. Otherwise, yeah, give it a miss. I'm not just here to tell you my thoughts on it, really, and what I watched. So yeah, if you saw Ready or Not, or you have any stronger opinions than I do on it, then yeah, put it down in the comments below. If not, I'll see you on the next video. So with all that said, all that is left to say is I've done my arm thing too quick there. With all that said, all that's left to say is any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.